Ravens fall to the Chiefs 27-20 in the inaugural game. I guess we'll start with you, Zach. What are your opening thoughts?
I mean, maybe the Chiefs are just bad luck for this podcast, or maybe we're the bad luck for it, because the only 2 losses that we've had while doing this podcast were to the Chiefs. Like, maybe they're just our kryptonite, but, oh, dude. The thrill of thinking that was a touchdown for a second there compared to realizing it was not was a roller coaster. That is all I can really say. I'm so proud of the guys. It sticking through to the end. I think Lamar looked so confident on that last drive, just dealing to Likely, getting the easy stuff done. But gosh, what a heartbreaking loss. But amazing, great game to the year, start of the year. Sorry, Brad.
I don't even know what we just watched, dude. That was just a heartbreaker to the very end. I mean, the second half from the offense was great. I liked a lot what we saw. It was a lot different from what we saw from the first half. And I think they played their ass off towards, till the end of the game. And I really thought that was a touchdown at the end, as we all did, of course. And I will say Isaiah Likely's a dog. And I don't even know, dude. I'm still trying to process it, of course. But I mean, we played good. We did play a good game. Granted, we had a lot of penalties and stuff that were heartbreakers, but those heavily affected the outcome of the game. But given the situation, I think we fought to the very end, of course, and we played a hell of a game. And I still have a lot of confidence in this team this season. It was the first game of the year, so I'm not going to overreact. We're 0-1. Like it's not that big of a deal.
I like it.
Yeah, my initial thoughts are, well, at first I was extremely frustrated because I thought Likely was like out for the year when he was lying on the ground like that. Like I didn't even care about the game at that point. But then he came back in and almost made a game-tying reception. I don't know. Where do we start? Do we start at the beginning of the game? Do we start at the end of the game? Like,
I think we have to start at the end, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean,
I can't talk about the beginning yet. Like, it's just too sour.
Yeah. I mean, where did we start with the ball in our final drive?
We started at like the 13.
Our 13-yard line. Our 13-yard line. 2 minutes, no timeouts, and we get down. We get all the way down to a goal-to-go situation. I mean, Lamar's going to get us there every time. Bateman made a heck of a play.
Oh my gosh!
On the sideline, like a 50-yard catch or something like that. At first, I didn't think he got touched at first, but he barely got brushed. And then, both the first and the second, first and the second down, just crucial, inaccurate throws. I don't know if I would call it inaccurate. I mean, first down to Likely in the corner of the end zone, definitely you can call that inaccurate. Just need to get a little less air on that pass. Tough when you're running around 2-minute drill. It's hard to focus, execute one throw. And then the one to Zay on second goal, I would almost want to say that's like more of a miscommunication thing. That seemed kind of like
maybe
it seemed kind of too crazy for that to just be a plain miss. I feel like maybe Lamar thought he was gonna pull up there for a second or something because he threw it way to the left. But
if I could interrupt you, Brad, I think Bateman was behind him. Like, I think he was in that time frame where you're like, hey, I have to make a play here. I'm going to throw it somewhere in between both and hope that it gets there.
Yeah,
I mean, that's all I could think of. But shoot, I really hope it wasn't just as bad of a pass that looked Tuesday.
Yeah.
Dude, that incompletion to Zay Flowers when he was wide open in the end zone, just standing there. Like, I know it's a tough play to make with the crossbody throw, but Lamar's got to make that throw, man. I mean, Flowers ran a fantastic route, and he was literally just sitting there wide open. And just throws like that got to be made, dude. It sucks.
It really is unfortunate because that was going to be a game-time touchdown where he's just standing there, ball hits him in the chest.
I mean, he literally was just standing there like this, and the ball sailed 5 feet to the right. Like, those are just plays that got to be made. Like, just end of story. Like, they just have to be made. It sucks, but I don't know. We'll be straight. But this loss, I think
it was just like feeling a little too rushed. Like, I feel like if that's a goal to go situation in the second quarter, I feel like Lamar hits that throw 10 out of 10 times. I don't know. It was the fact of having like no timeouts. You got to get rid of the ball. You can't get sacked.
That's
I
my
don't
thing
know.
too. It's like, dude, we burned 2 timeouts by 6 within 8 minutes of the third quarter. Like we had one timeout with 6 minutes left in the third, and it's like that just can't happen, dude. Because like situations like we had towards the end of the game, you're gonna need the extra timeout.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can't
Yeah.
be out here burning and stuff, and then you get screwed because you got to rush and you have absolutely zero time to even settle down and figure out exactly what you're gonna do and how you're gonna execute it.
Yeah.
But just freaking overall a good game. Like I really do like how they played. The first half we talked to halftime on IG, and it was a little rough because they weren't really doing anything or getting anything done. But the defense played pretty good for what it's worth in the second half. The offense definitely came out and played better. The offense finally was attacking downfield and stuff and figuring out how to get them rolling. And Isaiah Likely, man, holy crap, what a player he is! And they were abusing by just targeting him nonstop, and it worked, and it was great. Thank God it looks like he was okay, But like you said,
Yeah.
Brad, I thought when he went down, I'm like,
Oh,
dude, he probably broke his arm, his wrist, his collarbone. Who knows, dude? And then he gets up and almost wins us the game. Like,
I thought
can't
it
even
was
make
like a
it up.
broken collarbone.
Yeah, the way his arm landed, it literally looked so rough. It looked bad.
Yeah.
But like, just a heartbreaker, dude. Just absolute heartbreaker. But we played to literally the last play of the game with the defending champs in their house, and we had like 9 penalties, I think. So it's like, I don't know, dude. The odds are stacked against us, honestly, to win that game towards the end. We didn't really have anything going for us. Every time we had a great big gain, it was like, oh, it's coming back, legal formation or holding, and it's like, dude, that's not a holding. Like
Mm-hmm.
Lamar had that 29-yard run, and Linderbaum, I believe, had that holding at Chris Jones, and it was like the most weak holding call I've ever seen.
On the broadcast, Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth was talking about how, oh, you can't hold in that situation and stuff, and then they show the replay and he just like stops talking. He was like, oh, that's not a hold.
Like
yeah.
I'm not that guy that blames refs. I hate being that guy, and I hate pulling my card. But like we kind of got screwed over tonight with a lot of penalties that were pretty weak, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
That holding penalty is one of them.
What do you guys think about this? Let's say one of those 3 touchdowns. I didn't want to go for 2. I would have much rather kicked the extra point.
I was all on the 2-point team. I think
was
at
too.
0 seconds in Kansas City, I think the Raiders did it to them a long time ago with Michael Crabtree. He scored the touchdown and the 2-point, and they beat him. But I think you're in a hostile environment like that, and you just had an incredible drive. If you ended up getting a touchdown there, I think you have to end them, especially if you have if we had 2 tight ends and Ricard back there with Derrick Henry, I don't think they're going to stop us if we run the ball 2 yards. I think that's hopefully what Harbaugh was thinking. I know we've seen some questionable 2-point call plays in the past, so there's reason to be nervous, but I was fully on that bus. Whenever I thought it was a touchdown, I said, bring Derrick Henry out right now. Like, run right through him, please. So,
I agree with Zach. I was all aboard the 2-point. If you in those situations, you got to play to win. And I mean, you have damn near probably the best goal line attack in the freaking league, dude, with Derrick Henry and Pat Ricard and, giant offensive linemen. It's like, dude, you kind of got to go for it at that point. But man, I really thought he caught it, dude. Like I didn't even know how to react when I saw the referee throw up his arms. I was like,
for me, it was like I didn't know, and then I just trusted that the ref was right.
Right. I was on the same bus. Yeah.
Because usually they're usually pretty good at that.
Usually those toe taps on the back of the end zone, I feel like they almost always get those right. But
and then they showed it as that much, dude.
Yeah. Blade of grass away.
I'll say that if Likely was wearing white cleats, there's a chance that they can't overturn it.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know, dude. I'm going to talk about Isaiah Likely real quick, dude. He looked incredible tonight. He was just wide open at all times. They utilized him so good. And, like, obviously we love our boy Mark Andrews, but, dude, if we can get that from Isaiah Likely this season, man, people saying Lamar did not sell the game, dude.
He didn't sell, but I don't know about, like, brushing him off the excuseless list. I think he definitely had those.
I mean, those 2 throws.
Yeah, like
I think the wide open Zay Flowers.
Most quarterbacks like especially the top like 5 to 6 guys, they make that play. So it's
Yeah.
hard to give them that. But yeah, I wanted to just looking at the stats here.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar had more completions and attempts than Mahomes. And if you had told me that before the game, I probably would have thought, okay, so he got whooped and we tried to call it all the way back. But technically that happened. But on the other hand, if you told me Travis Kelce had 3 catches for 36 yards, I would have thought we won. Like it was all over the place. I think I think what the Chiefs did in the second half defensively was really confusing for the Ravens. I think they took away Zay really quickly. So whenever we tried to get him involved in the screens, it was nowhere to be found, and he was nowhere to be found down the field. But I really loved the Justice Hill game. Anytime that he was in the game, it felt like he was like gonna
make
make
a lot
the
of
play.
plays.
Yeah, like it was a breath of fresh air, especially when we had like 2 or 3 third and distance plays where he bailed us out of them. It was really clutch.
Justice Hill has I'd say the past 2 years has improved in so much each season. As a pass blocker, as a pass catcher, he was big tonight.
I think that last play, I think Chris Jones rushed off the edge, and it was only Justice Hill to pick him up. Like that's unbelievable. Like they trust him. It's whether that's a miscommunication or not. I mean, that was unbelievable. He held him just for about as long as you'd think he could. So
yeah,
it was amazing. Gave us the best chance for sure.
That's how we all feel. Mula FMN.
Yeah, for real.
That's how we all feel.
I think
I don't even know.
I mean, I remember before the year started, Lamar was like 800 rushing yards away from the all-time quarterback rushing record. And I was like, he probably won't get that this year. Like he'll probably keep running less and less. Just casually has 122 rushing yards in week 1.
Yeah, most carries out of any player in the game. That wasn't on my bingo card.
I don't think Lamar played a bad game, to be honest with you. I think he played a pretty solid game. I mean, yeah, there was issues and stuff, but
I mean, when you're throwing for 270 and rushing for 120, like
that's all you could ask for. Anything more is unbelievable.
You can absolutely carry your team and also be the one that makes a mistake at the end. I mean, it can easily be both things. Was Henry underused? What do you guys think? I don't think he was underused. I mean, we couldn't really get him going. He had 13 carries for 46 yards. That's just 3.5 yards a carry. What I think is, and he's a lot better when he's under center and he can get going, but I think we need to run with Henry more out of shotgun because I think it's kind of one-dimensional every time we line up under center. I felt like when we're in shotgun and Henry's out there, it's almost always a pass. That was kind of my take on it. We were in a few zone reads out of it, but I don't really have an issue with how Henry was used.
I don't think I do either. Like I think 13 carries is too little, but in the game's situations, it was kind of just perfectly when needed. He was giving us a big first down or a big first down run. I mean, I thought he was
supposed to say something alluding to what Shifty Diaz just said is we were always in a situation where it would make no sense for Henry to even come in. We were in so many long downs. We were in so many long distances. It was insane. Like 2nd and 13, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9. Like those are Justice Hill downs. Like there's no point having Henry in there, of course. So that makes sense as to why we didn't see a ton of them later in the game. I would say, is because we had to get a lot of yardage quick, and obviously they're not going to throw on a bell cow back. They pick up 6 yards of jab and kill a bunch of clock. But I don't know. I don't think Henry was necessarily underutilized. I kind of like how they use other weapons. I would have liked to see more of Mark Andrews, of course, and Bateman. But towards the end of the game, Bateman had a few catches, which were nice, especially the giant catch downfield to even set us up for a chance, which was incredible. I don't think that was kind of overlooked because it happened so fast. That was an incredible catch.
It's funny that Bateman ends up with 53 receiving yards. I mean, he was a non-factor in the first half. like 50 receiving yards a game would be a very good year.
Like,
It's fun.
what I don't like, where did Mark Andrews go? Like, what happened to him? He
I
was like just
wish,
completely non-existent.
yeah, I wish I could know. Like, I feel like we're going to learn a lot from press conferences coming up. Like, I feel like
Yeah,
Harbaugh's either going to say that they were game planning to take him out of the game, or Lamar just wasn't finding him. Maybe he gives like some soft excuse for like, yeah, he just wasn't in there for
yeah.
us or whatever, I think it's how great Likely was too. I feel like once he just started getting going really early, we were like, okay, maybe he needs to be chipping instead of playing a tight end 2 kind of spot. Like it was it was different. But Mark
Let's
being
focus.
absent sucks. That really like took away an element to the offense where it was like it got stale really early on, but we figured it out. It's just you couldn't figure it out that early on.
Not to switch sides so fast, but I want to shift to the defense a little bit, dude. I really liked what we saw from Owe and Ojabo, the pass rushing unit tonight. Given the situation, and I know they put up 27 points on us, but the defense overall, I think, responded pretty well. Xavier Worthy kind of took over the game. They had no, they had we had a blown coverage touchdown, so that
Yeah.
was, I mean, that should have never happened. And then the first touchdown Worthy scored, I mean, I don't even know how that happened. And then we had a missed field goal, so it's like, I don't know, man. Like we could have won this game, should have, would have, could have won this game, but anyways, how I got on this topic was I really like what we saw from Ojabo. He looked pretty solid tonight. I'm not gonna lie, and it was. I mean, he hasn't played
Oh yeah.
in a long time, and this was essentially like his NFL debut. I mean, honestly, but
Yeah.
I liked what I saw from him. And Owe was getting pressure the whole night. Owe was a huge disruptor. I mean, every time you saw him, he was literally on top of the quarterback, dude, and he
He
was
was
always
hitting dudes. Like,
he was winning his battles, dude. I
dude,
really,
yes.
really liked seeing
He was
Owe.
a
And
dog.
if that's what's to come this season for Owe, man, holy crap, we're gonna be excited because he looked like a dog, dude. He was really good.
I noticed Owe make a lot of good plays against the run too. He got Pacheco in the backfield a few times. Yeah, Dawson, what you were saying about the defense, like the blown coverage sucks, but like right when I mean, I could be wrong, but my guess would be that it was cover 3, and Humphrey didn't know that.
Oh, well,
Because
you could see he clearly thought there was a safety over the top
yeah,
that was covering him. He just kind of he let was it Worthy, right? He just let Worthy
yeah,
go. Like he literally didn't even
yeah,
like look
he had a
because he
flat.
thought,
He thought he had a
yeah,
flat, and
yeah, he thought he had safety help over the top, but there was nobody there.
and I guess it either was cover 3 and he didn't know, or it
Mhm.
was cover 2 and one of the safeties didn't get the
Yeah,
call. But that's gonna, I mean, remember that Dolphins game with McDonald with a new DC. That's just bound to happen. It
dude.
sucks.
When Mike McDonald first got over here, the first few games, dude, there was blown coverage
Oh yeah.
everywhere. Like the
Oh yeah.
defense, remember, like the first few games of Mike McDonald were
The
bad. Like
Dolphins put up 45 on us. Like,
people were immediately calling for like him to get fired and stuff. But
Yeah.
then, of course, he became a really good defensive coordinator.
yeah,
But like, it's gonna happen. It's the first game. Zachary Orr is a first year defensive coordinator. Like, he's young. He's literally in Arrowhead against the defending champs,
Yeah.
against
There you go.
the best quarterback. Like, it's not gonna be a flawless shutdown game. Like, that was gonna happen. We knew that.
Yeah, for your first game too. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was just crazy to me that it happened against Marlon Humphrey. Like an 8-year bet. To me, that was what was crazy about it. But it's going to happen. Like the defense is going to get exposed these next couple of weeks at times, and like we got to fully expect and know that it's coming because it's going to happen. Because it's growing pains. But overall, like Matt BK was a force to be reckoned with again. He had a terrible, terrible roughing the passer penalty. That was awful. But like he was disruptive. He was getting interior pressure like he always has last season. And Trent Simpson was a dog. He was really fast. He looked really fast.
the play that Trenton Simpson made when Mahomes ended up catching his own pass, that was an insane play by Simpson to bat that ball, and you can't expect he would. There's impossible for him to pick that off. He was in
Yeah.
the air. I don't remember who was behind Mahomes, but Mahomes did have the best chance out of the 3 of them at catching that pass. It wasn't some
Yeah.
crazy.
He's just so fast, dude.
I think it
Trent
was
Simpson is so
Travis, I
fast.
think.
Yeah,
Like Isaiah Pacheco is like really fast. Like he's a pretty damn fast little running back, dude. And like when he would like bounce to the outside, dude, Trent Simpson would track him down
Yeah. He had a great game.
quickly.
I was very, very happy with him. I wasn't really happy with Malik Harrison. I thought he had an off game.
Yeah,
Anytime that he was
Yeah.
in for like last year, whenever it was like, hey, Queen needs some rest or Rowe needs some rest, it was
And
like manageable. It didn't feel like they were blatantly targeting him like tonight. Like
Yeah.
that
Well, he
was
was
pretty rough.
one-on-one with Rasheed Rice in the slot, and I'm
Yeah, I don't know how that
what?
happens.
How does that matchup even happen?
But think about this too. I think Brad actually texted like and said, "Why is Rowe 1-on-1 with Rasheed Rice?" Like I feel like there were multiple times where that happened.
it was
Where a linebacker got caught on him.
we're running. I'm like to explain this in the most where like everyone can understand. It's like if you play Madden, we're in Tampa 2, right? So Roquan's got that middle high zone, and their Chiefs are running a high low concept. So there's like an in here, an in here, and then an in here, and Rowe has to take one of them, and he ends up being on Rasheed Rice, and it happened 2 or 3 times in this game.
Yeah.
And I said or adjusted to it early on, but then it happened again later in the second half. But it's hard, and you don't know what play they're gonna run. So I think maybe one time it actually was man, but I think all or most of them it was his zone, and he just got caught. There's nothing he could do. But the defense was, besides the blown coverage. The defense was, you could almost say, elite tonight. We get strip sacked at the 20-yard line, give up a field goal. You can't expect anything less than that. And then we give them the ball at midfield twice. And out of those 2 possessions where they get at midfield, they only got 3 points out of that. So you can't expect much more. Obviously, you don't want a blown coverage. And then their first drive when they easily marched down the field. So did we. I predicted Ravens to lose 26-21. They lost 27-20.
Pretty close.
So I can't be too upset. I think it's more so you're upset at how they lost. If Bateman never makes that catch, we're probably a lot less disappointed right now.
Yeah, it just sucks because it was like the heartbreak. Like it was like, oh my God, he caught it. And it was like, wow, this game's gonna go on. And then they were like, oh, just kidding. Like, yeah, if like that, if we never even had like a realistic chance to score, it would have been like, oh, we just, we lost, whatever. But now it's like, oh my God, we actually like could have won, dude. Like 1 inch back and move over a 2-point win, and we're winners right now. It's
Yeah.
I don't know. Next week needs to be a huge bounce back win though. Next week has to be like, all right, put it in the rearview mirror quickly. Because now all season long, we're gonna hear can't beat the Chiefs, can't beat the Chiefs, can't beat the Chiefs. Get ready for it, boys. We're gonna hear it for 20 more weeks. Get ready for it. We're gonna hear it all the way up until the AFC Championship again. Can't beat the
It's gonna
Chiefs.
be rough.
Can't beat the Chiefs. So
I don't want to say it, but like it's not most likely. There's a decent chance it's Ravens Chiefs in the AFC Championship again, and we got to sit through 4 or 5 months to get there. But I don't know, man. I'm trying to think what else I could say about the offensive side of things. Lamar looks quick. What came out before this game, he was injured during the AFC Championship. And it makes a little more sense now because there was a couple plays. I don't know if you guys remember that 4th and 1 in the AFC Championship when he broke away and just got caught so quickly.
Oh, yeah.
It seemed kind of not Lamar, but it makes so much sense now. But anyway, he slimmed down a little bit. He ran a lot today. I think he looked great. My only complaint about Lamar today would just be that the throw to Likely in the corner on 1st and goal, and then the throw to Zay on 2nd and goal. One of those would got to be hit, man. But
yeah.
And then the throw to Likely on 3rd was perfect. It just.
Yeah, Two Federal said, how does our best group on the team blow a coverage? Our O-line is a huge work in progress. Love Lamar tonight. Best effort I've seen from him. Well, there it is. And yeah, our offensive line is going to be a work in progress, dude. We all knew that. Tonight was obviously a very clear statement that's exactly right. But I think Andrew Voorhees, he had a pretty good game for what it's worth. I think he held his ground. Daniel Falele is definitely he's definitely a work in progress. Sorry. But yeah, the right side of the line is going to be a big question mark for a while. But for the most part, I think the left side's okay. Ronnie Stanley played a good game. He just had stupid penalties, which sucks. But yeah, Lamar, I think, played a pretty good game. He definitely played until the very end. He was trying his ass off.
I mean, yeah, if we want to talk about like the positives here, you can go. Stanley looked as good as a left tackle can look.
Yeah.
Linderbaum was good. Like you said, Voorhees didn't notice him at all, which not noticing a guard is what you want. Yeah, I think Falele struggled. Rosengarten and McCary kind of rotating out was interesting.
I don't understand how you can be 6'8", like 340 pounds, and just get bullied. You're a right guard and you're that
Tossed
big. It's like,
around.
dude,
I
you
don't
just gotta
think
stand in front of people.
I don't think a guard can be that big. I think
Yeah,
he's too
it's
big
kind
to
of
play
He
guard.
probably
insane.
is a yeah.
Well, he wasn't. He was a tackle at Minnesota, right? And he
Yeah,
was really
yeah,
good. That's what made him so good is because he was so he's massive.
yeah.
But yeah,
Absolutely. Shout out Makari. Makari was great.
I didn't really
I
peep the offensive line on the
I
last
think
drive.
the
I
O
was
line, right. I just think that like putting Chris Jones on the edge to attack him every single time, and majority of those plays not having any help was impressive. How he handled Chris Jones. That's big time. I think he definitely gets to start next week. No debate, right?
Jacob Ham said James Jaws video just dropped, dude.
I saw that. I was laughing about that earlier.
Yeah. If I see that video, boys, I can't.
I'm
I
not
cannot
watching
see that.
video.
Yeah, that's
Okay, more
can't see that.
positives. More positives. Bateman making that catch,
Mhm.
insane.
Yeah.
Is likely a top 5 tight end, guys.
No, but
Dude,
How
Maybe
many
legit.
how many other tight ends are going to have 111 and a touchdown this weekend?
Yeah. He'll be the number
Good
one tight end this
question.
week.
no, you're right. He's going to be a pretty big fantasy pickup for a lot of people.
Oh, he's probably not on a lot of waivers. He's probably picked up by the majority of leagues.
Oh,
A
you
lot of
think
people
by
know
now?
about him by now.
Secondary is going to be lights out all year. When you
I do like the
have
secondary a lot.
Marlon Humphrey, Brandon Stevens, Nate Wiggins, Darius Washington, Millet's not healthy. Armour Davis was playing. He played well today when he was in. And then not even talking about the safeties, Marcus Williams, Kyle Hamilton, Eddie Jackson. There's not a single we could be in dime. We could have 6 DBs on the field, and there's not a guy you're worried about.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously.
So that's another positive. Really, there's not that many negatives that come out of this game. I mean,
No.
Yeah, we didn't get smoked or anything. We literally had a chance all the way to the last play of the game to actually win it.
we're a millimeter away from winning the game.
And we had 9 penalties.
I think just the growth from the first half to the second half of how much the O line changed in pass protection. I don't think it really changed much in rush, but I think they did great passing wise. I feel like Lamar, once they figured out that they can hold the rush for a little bit, it became like, oh, okay, we can actually air it out a little bit. Let's test the waters out there. You started seeing a few more balls thrown deep, and it opened up the rest of the field. I mean, it became a game that was supposed to come down to this close game. It became a close game. It was impressive. I think I wanted to note the most that the O line was night and day first and second half, and probably my biggest offense got a lot less conservative as the game went on. Yeah,
they did.
It became less horizontal. I think we talked about it at halftime on IG Live. It was screen passes and some Lamar scrambles. That was the offense. So it became that's all I can say. Night and day. It was impressive how we were able to switch it around.
Yeah, and then it got better. Go figure.
Yeah,
those screen passes were killing me, dude. Absolutely killing me. They're throwing 2 screens in a row to Zay Flowers with no lead blocker. It's what are you doing?
It was fine in the first half because it was working, but there was 2 plays in a row. We ran screens in the the third quarter, and they both didn't work. And Chris Collinsworth is they got to throw the ball down the field.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, that was rough.
Go figure. We start throwing the ball downfield, and that's when we start actually moving the ball.
Yeah, weird how that works.
I feel like we've talked about Likely, but we haven't actually talked about the play, just the play of his touchdown. First of all, Lamar scrambles around. Likely caught the ball at the 30.
Yeah.
And you guys saw on the broadcast they give him a 0.3 chance.
Yeah, point three was awesome. I love that. I love point three. I love that.
And then
he was just dancing around him. I'm like, okay, keep going.
he
Okay,
makes it
keep
look
going.
so
Like,
easy.
Dude, what? Yeah.
Like that when he juked out Brian Cook at like the 4-yard line. It just you almost expected him.
Gross.
You almost expected him to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that was that like Lamar High School.
Yeah, there.
Stop, and he runs
Everyone
by,
was
like,
everyone was on that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, so MVP for both teams. Let's exclude Lamar and Mahomes because that'd be too obvious. What are you guys thinking?
I mean, obviously ours is Isaiah Likely.
And I'd go Worthy for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean those are the two biggest playmakers of the game. If it wasn't Likely for us, I'd probably say Zay.
Honestly, I mean, Rashee Rice did have 7 catches.
That's who I would have picked.
He had a 103.
They just gave up so many short yardage passes that they just took so far. Their yards after the catch were nuts. They had so many giant plays that were just like a 3-yard catch.
Yeah, the amount of short crossers that they hit that turned into.
Yeah, our defense was getting absolutely cooked by those.
I think
I'm already turning the page. I'm already focusing on week 2, bro. The Raiders, we got this.
I think the pass. I know. I'm sorry. The running defense was fantastic. Pacheco. We had noted in the preview that Pacheco had like 24 carries for 60 yards, and it was about 3 yards a carry. And yeah, in the championship. Thank you. And in this game, 15 carries, 45 yards. He wasn't really much of a factor. Dawson, you said he had like those like crazy like little dance move and like jump out. I mean, dude, that was special. He was getting his yards somehow.
Dude.
Yeah, he's special, but
he's funny.
He wasn't like a crazy factor. I think he had that one dropped pass that was probably a big gain. I think it was on 3rd down. So maybe he had something like that. It would have helped. But
Lamar said that the pass was to Bateman on 2nd and goal.
Yeah. But yeah, that sucks.
So he wasn't even throwing to Flowers. He said, this is from Jeff Zrebeck. Jackson said the penultimate pass wasn't to Flowers. He was trying to get it to Bateman, and he saw an open Flowers at the last minute. He also saw, so he probably was like here and saw Hill and then kind of just threw it in between them, and saw Flowers and threw it in between them. I mean, but that's tough. I was about to say, like, there's no way you would miss.
Yeah.
If you saw him, yeah.
That's all right. We didn't play a bad game, like, overall.
It's mostly the pain mostly comes from having to know that it's going to be 4 months until we maybe see them again. So it just kind of hurts that we're going to be hearing that we can't beat the Chiefs because we can't beat the Chiefs. So it sucks.
A lot of people are talking about like wishing Nate Wiggins played more, but like I don't really think our defense was an issue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was just more so I get like the speed factor because Nate Wiggins is very quick and we were getting burned by their fast receivers. But like I don't know, dude. I was getting pissed seeing Brandon Stevens get burned by Travis Kelce. I'm just like, dude, how are you getting cooked by Travis Kelce?
Like
that one play, it was like 3rd and long, and Mahomes is running around and then just throws a nuke down the field, and Brandon Stevens is getting cooked by Travis Kelce. I'm like, dude, how? Like that always happens. It reminds me of the play, like that 4th and 19 or whatever, like years ago, where he just threw it all the way downfield to Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm.
That was like 2018, I think. That was when we were in Arrowhead in 2018 with rookie Lamar.
Yeah. And
he just like bombed it downfield to Tyreek Hill, just running around, and no one could get the sack. Just like, dude.
Yeah, Lamar's also saying he thinks Likely had both feet in, but
no, Lamar, he didn't.
Sorry, Lamar. No, he didn't. But yeah, that was
man, it's just tough. I feel like knowing that he wasn't throwing to Zay on 2nd and goal makes me feel slightly better. But I mean, that pass to Likely in the corner is tough on 1st down, but there's just a little too much air on it. I don't know.
Yeah. I thought it was a little concerning how much they took Zay out of the game. Like, or maybe it was Lamar not getting it to him, but like the difference of the first half, like we were on IG Live saying that, like, oh man, Zay looks amazing. I said Zay looks elite. Like I went on and said it. I mean, it was concerning, but then I look on the bright side. I feel like Likely started going off. Bateman got that big catch. Like it somehow led to the rest of the team getting involved, and we probably wouldn't been in that position had they not been targeted that much early. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What a garbage game. We just gotta be ready for next week. We'll be straight. Chiefs lost last year, week 1, won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They lost to the
I mean,
Lions week 1 at home.
it's more so just the fact that like there's a very high chance that this game determines the 1 seed.
Yeah.
And so I mean now if we have the same
Yeah.
record as the Chiefs.
I'm not even just saying this was your loss, and I think I said this after last season. I do not want the 1 seed this season. I'm serious. I'm not even joking. I'm not just saying this. I think I said it last year after because
We're
like
better off this way.
that's what I'm saying, dude. Like I would prefer us going in knowing that we have to fight for everything and not get like the first round bye because for some reason we've seen it twice in the last 4 years where we get it and we just come out and just I don't know, we just play weird football.
And I
I
mean
don't know.
also we have a week 14 bye too, so we'll probably
Yeah.
we'll be fine rest wise going into the
But yeah,
playoffs.
there is a pretty good chance, Brad, that like you said, that this decides the first seed come 17 weeks from now, but or 16 weeks, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, stupid game. I mean, we played good to the very end, and we played an overall pretty good game. I'm not going to complain about a lot of things. You know, we it wasn't going to be a spectacular game from the jump. We have a first year defensive coordinator with a bunch of new pieces, a really big gamble at the offensive line. So we couldn't expect to come in here and dominate the freaking Chiefs. It wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Andrews?
I don't think he's lost his step necessarily. We almost have like too many weapons on the offense now, which is kind of nice. But I mean, they want to run Likely and Andrews on the field at the same time, which I totally get. But I mean, you just got to play the hot hand. Likely started off the game better and made an impact quicker than Andrews did. So you got to ride the hot hand. If Andrews got hot, then I'm sure it would have been all Andrews. But it was Likely, and they couldn't stop him. So why would you stop throwing it to him?
I think what the Ravens tend to do that I've noticed over a bit now is that before Likely, we could say it was just Mark and Zay and company, and whoever had the hot hand was going to get the ball. So if we take away the guy that they're game planning for, so let's say it's Mark this week, then you're going to get the other guy involved, whoever's next up. I feel like it's a reason for why people like Andrews and Zay have like bounce back games so often. Like it's like a crappier game and then a good one, maybe still trying to get him involved and then not. And it's because of game planning. Maybe it's because of Lamar seeing, maybe they've got the hot hand, the hot step, and they're going to get him involved more. I think it's a reason why we don't target a number 1 caliber receiver right now, because if they take them out of the game, it's a shame we can't get a star like, just in this instance, like Brandon Ayuk. If Brandon Ayuk was on the team and he got taken out of the game immediately like that, people like Andrews and Bateman and et cetera, they get the ball more. So I feel like it's like a combination of a lot of things. The Ravens kind of play it by the hot hand, like you said. And sadly, Mark was the last man out tonight.
Yeah. I get what you're saying there. Some team stats I'm noticing: we had 100 more yards of total offense than the Chiefs.
That hurts.
We had 185 rushing yards. They had 72. Time of possession, 34 minutes for us, 26 for them. Both teams had 1 turnover.
Dang.
So, I mean, we were 7 for 14 on third down, 50%. You take that every game.
Yeah, Tucker missed field goal. I agree, was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
A couple of these guys are talking about it. Yeah,
That sucks.
I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like it was his first attempt of the season, man.
He struggled from 50 plus last year.
Yeah, it's Justin Tucker, dude. I'm not worried. Like he's gonna make that kick 10 out of 10 times.
If we were in a situation where he had to make that for the win, I think there's no doubt.
Yeah. I'm not losing faith in Tucker, dude. He's incredible. But
sadly,
unless he starts missing him often, I'm like Brad just said, he missed a few last season and he was still incredible. So it's like it happens. He's not gonna be perfect his whole career.
Harbaugh said in the post presser that one of their biggest mistakes was rotating players in and out, which makes sense. Yeah, Alex, he was 1 for 6, 50 plus last year.
That's not good.
I still think it's undeniable he's the best kicker in the league, though. So I mean,
Oh yeah,
whether you like it or not,
Yeah,
off years happen.
we'll be fine, dude. This team, like, we'll be fine. I'm not worried about a week one loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, literally coming down to the wire. Like, I'm literally like, it sucks, yeah, but we'll be fine. We're gonna win a lot of games. We're gonna make the playoffs, and we're gonna go on a run again. It's just like we've all said in this so far, is it's gonna suck hearing, oh, it doesn't matter, we just can't beat the Chiefs for the next 5 months. But it's who cares? We'll see them again, and you know who knows what will happen. But I'm not worried about this. We have a pretty favorable schedule. We have tough games, but this is probably one of the toughest, if not the toughest. And we were fine.
Brandon Aubrey sure was better. He was better last year.
I would say my last take from this game is when we were down, was it 20-10? It felt like we were going to end up losing by 17, 20 possibly, and we came back. It really felt like we were going to end up losing by 3 scores.
Yeah.
And we fought back and lost by a millimeter. So
yeah, seriously. So I'm saying, like, at one point I'm like, this is gonna be a blowout. This is not gonna be pretty. Like, this is going off the rails real quick.
Yeah.
I think it's funny how we started, like, what was it, first drive that we scored a touchdown? Is that right? First drive. So it's like
we had like 4 penalties and still went down the field and scored.
Yeah, you would say at the beginning of the next time we would play the Chiefs to start hot. But I mean, this game we technically did. It's just kind of sputtered out. So I think I think it's about staying consistently good on offense. Like even with that, like you said, Dawson, all those freaking penalties, which everyone's looking around each other like, what is happening? Like I think it's
like Ronnie Stanley was getting penalized. He got penalized like 4 times for literally standing the exact way he's done the last 7 years.
Honestly, you guys told me that he had a great game. I mean, I wasn't really focused on him.
From what I saw, he didn't get like a ton of pressure. Like, I never saw him getting like absolutely owned like Daniel Falele and Roger Rosengarten and Patrick McCarry.
Yeah.
He said refs.
I feel like the 3 of us are doing a good job. We're not trying not to talk about that too much, but
yeah, like, I'm not the one to pull the refs card, but like, there was definitely there were some penalties
that part sucked. Yeah. But
I would say holding. I would say the 3 main ones are the holding, drawback, a 29-yard run on Linderbaum, very weak. The Justin Madubuike roughing the passer call was very weak, and we had how many illegal formations?
Timeout.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so stupid, man. Oh my gosh,
that's so stupid, dude. I can't believe that.
I hope that's like a Harbaugh is mad enough about something like that they would like send it to review.
They're gonna send. They probably already did,
dude. Yeah, like
I bet Harbaugh's
I know that's gonna
be,
and he's gonna like say it in the press conference, dude. Like, that's such a John Harbaugh thing to do. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. I bet they've already submitted an entire Google Drive full of stuff from this game. Roger Goodell's looking at a Google Drive right now, 40 minutes after the game.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm just glad we have the Raiders next week, and I'm not overlooking them. I promise
Max
you. But
Crosby's going to be tough to deal with.
It's a little more easier to look towards the Raiders at home than it is going into Kansas City. But yeah, Max Crosby. Oh,
I think we see a lot more Nate Wiggins next week. I think that's perfect fit. Go against their wide receiver core besides Devontae. So
I'm just glad we're not playing a generational quarterback who can do everything with nothing.
Have to at some point, but
I mean, we don't
have to for the rest of
Minshew. Then we got Dak. Then we got Josh Allen and Burrow. So
I'll be at the Josh Allen.
God, dude. Why is this first 6 weeks actually a gauntlet, dude?
I mean, Dak's really good too. So
that's Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb. Yikes!
It is not his birthday. I know this guy.
Happy birthday!
No, don't give him a birthday shout. Wow.
He said it's not his
Wow.
birthday.
It's not. It's
Oh
not.
man.
What if it is his birthday?
It's not.
And he's actually lying.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Happy birthday, Swipe. Just to
You-
cover the edge.
You guys got anything else?
Happy birthday, gang.
That's
Nah,
all,
bro,
man.
we gotta flip the page and focus on the Raiders now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be
I
good.
guess we'll have the weekend off from this pod. Q&A Tuesday, I would guess. So we'll put stuff up for you guys to send in questions over the weekend or on Monday or something, and that'll be up on Tuesday. Then we'll get into a Raiders preview 6 days from now. So
Yes, sir.
appreciate all you guys being here tonight. Ravens fall to 0-1, 27-20. Lost to the Chiefs. Like the video. Subscribe. Likely is indeed him.
Likely soon.
Make sure to
Um,
follow us on the ground if
Thank
you
you,
don't
sir.
already.
Yeah, follow all of us individually.
You got Lamar season, Ravens HQ, Ravens is daily.
Yeah, you can follow Charm City Sideline on Instagram too and Twitter. And then if you guys would rather listen to this on Spotify, we're on Spotify too. Probably we'll try to get on Apple Podcasts at some point if you guys want us to. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace.